All right, guys, we are back. Up next, we have The Game is Jealous of Kendrick and Anybody Else Dr. Dre prioritizes. Shout out to Sandlord for the video. Yeah, honestly, even after like the game's live, you kind of see that, dude, there is some hints of jealousy. Like, he did side with Drake, and he obviously wasn't invited to the pop out concert, which was a huge deal for the West Coast. It honestly was a moment in hip hop history. The fact that he wasn't there, it's who knows? It could be that we just didn't have room for you in the set, but you would think that like somebody with the level of hits he has, yeah, for a long time he's kind of been cold. He's like always been the guy that I want to say he kind of did it to himself. He's always shooting himself in the foot. He's beefing with everybody, and pretty much to the point where I don't think anybody really wants to associate themselves too much with him because of the drama that he brings along with him. Enough dilly dallying, we're gonna jump right into the video. Again, it's entitled "The Game Is Jealous of Kendrick and Anybody Else Dr. Dre Prioritizes."
Click this video either already hating, liking, or being completely out of the loop when it.
The crazy thing is, the game can rap. He can rap really well, but what comes attached to that and the sound, even though the sound did change, you have a bunch of like, I don't want to say like adult contemporary rappers now. Yeah, people like Nas, who's arguably releasing some of his best music right now. You know, people like Jay, who every once in a while will pop out and show niggas too. But yeah, the game could potentially do that, but he's pretty much beef with so many people that nobody wants to deal with him because it's going to lead to drama. Even Ross didn't engage when like the game sent over a diss track of his own, you know, just to get in because everybody was dissing everybody at that moment. But yeah, I don't think people really want to associate themselves too much with him.
It comes to the game. Whatever the case may be, I urge you to form your own opinion after seeing what will be shown. I want to make this extremely clear. I don't believe the game hates Kendrick, but he does feel like he should have his position, as well as the overwhelming respect and praise he gets. And I will prove that over the course of this video. If you want to disagree in the comments or say I don't understand LA politics.
No, at the end of the day, the reason why Game feels like that is because, dude, his first 2-3 albums were classics, you know? Documentary was iconic. Half that album was singles, you know? Like, the album did really well. It's a classic, definite. But, yeah, he fell out of favor.
That's fine, but please watch into the end once I've laid all the evidence flat. Now let's get into it.
Hey man, hey look man, hey Compton niggas man, that shit all smooth, Crip and Blood shit. Can't nobody in Compton out rap game, nigga. Can't nobody in Compton out rap me.
Facts.
Kendrick, my nigga, Kendrick do his shit. I love that nigga to death, nigga. I love Kendrick to
Just remember, people, words still have consequences, even though there's obviously freedom of speech.
death, but
But then niggas say anything, he's not gonna be
when that nigga was
no
on
blowback.
foot nigga, in a Range Rover and showed him how to do this shit. Don't play, nigga. Don't play with game name, nigga. Compton nigga, hardest nigga in Compton, rapping, lyricist nigga, me. Any nigga
sound like he's like stunning him.
Say any different nigga, I'll body him and the nigga he fuck with.
Now me personally, I wouldn't get mad at the first part when he said he feels like he's the best. All rappers do that. I talk like that to my brothers and cousins all the time when we playing basketball or fighting games or whatever. The issue is the second part when he said Dot was on foot while he was riding around.
Well, you're clowning him. You're clowning him.
In fancy cars in a down-talking, condescending manner. Yeah, you got signed before him, but that does not mean you're perpetually better than him like you're alluding to. Chuck T is sitting on Clubhouse trying to say, I rap better than Kendrick because he seen me being rich when he was younger, which is a false equivalence. And Kendrick
doesn't, dude, you fell off. You fell off from the position you had.
Kendrick's song, Black Boy Fly, he details being a kid and seeing the game riding around after he got a deal. And Dot looked up to him as he did every person from Compton who made it out and found success. But Game's ego is so inflated, he hyper fixates on that single part of the track where he was mentioned, as if he's the sole reason Kendrick became what he was, completely missing the entire point of the record.
He never sees Kendrick as competition.
Can't nobody in Compton out rap game.
He definitely viewed Kendrick as competition.
He can out rap you and out conceptualize too. Every time he drops an album, it's more than likely gonna win a Grammy. Like it's been that case for the last 3-4 projects he's like done, you know?
Even if it's no real smoke. Rap wise, it's always competition if you're both actively making music trying to sell records. But in his defense, he was drunk.
Preach. Hey, yo, and I don't do this shit a lot. Glasses, but I'm off a few shots of tequila.
Now, this is not
That's what. So that means there's a he believes this stuff. In his head he believes this.
not some young rapper. This man about to be 50 in a few years and can't control what he says or does under the influence of alcohol.
Bro added 6 years to his age. That's crazy. Like it's just tomorrow.
Keep this in mind because this will be a recurring excuse throughout the video. But first, let's hear the opinion of someone who worked side by side, Mr. LA
man.
Confidential.
He says a lot of people's names for shock value. He says things he doesn't mean.
Name
He says
dropper.
a lot of things and take it back. You know, he had issues with Joe Buttons. Then he runs into him in a club and they're taking pictures. He had issues with Memphis Bleak. Then he
keep the
ran
same
into Memphis
energy.
Bleak in Miami. It was no problem. See, I'm not a fake person. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. He has a lot of inconsistencies.
Now,
He's still like the game still to this day would be in G Unit if 50 called. If 50 called right now, he'd be so down to work. But obviously he don't want to deal with the drama either. And 50 is petty too. 50 is the type to take that grudge to the end.
50 Cent is a massive troll who was in countless rap beefs himself. His relationship soured with many people, but he always stayed in Dre and Eminem's good graces, at least publicly. Of course, everybody has
facts.
problems behind the scenes, but true professionalism is the ability to handle your issues hidden from the view of the camera's eye.
Damn, Buck is another one. Damn, man. Like G Unit was so lit. And after 2 albums, it just all imploded, you know? The core members were always there, and Banks gets a reputation for like not always being the hardest worker, or at least even according to 50. He's referenced it a few times. But yeah, it's crazy. The downfall of G Unit, or just the end of G Unit.
Dre and M are the people who helped put him on. The Game, on the other hand, can't help but slander them on various interviews, then try to be neutral on others.
When you did Drink Champs, you said Kanye did more for me in 2 weeks than Dre did throughout my entire career.
Right.
Do you feel that's a fair
Yeah, man, come on, bro. You was wilding with that. Yeah, what, gave him like 2 features and a beat or something like that?
statement?
I feel like I was on Drink Champs, and you should just understand that the
You were
first word in Drink Champs is drink.
You were drinking.
Okay, he admits he can't hold his liquor, but you knew you were gonna be on camera. Seemed calculated. Let's go a layer deeper.
But dude, that's the whole program is based on drinking, you know? I have seen interviews where like they don't really partake. I saw the one with Irv Gotti, and he was I want to say he was being smart about it, and he didn't drink at all. He would just make his I want to say it was his nephew or somebody like that drink for him when it came down to that.
I was drinking, but at the end of the day, I feel like at that time, man, Ye was doing a lot for me that he didn't necessarily have to do. And Ye has always been there for me and always had my back. And what I can say about Drake,
that Easy record was dope. But it's not gonna go to the heights that he was once at.
is Dre ain't always had my back.
Even before this interview, Kanye was producing for him way back in the early 2000s. And to my knowledge, I didn't ever hear
That
Kanye
record's so
talk bad
fire.
about Game. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Video
So how do
Vixen
you think
record.
he paid homage or respect to one of his past collaborators, Mr. West?
I'm a goat. I held Kim Kardashian by a throat.
Yeah,
I made her swallow my kids. I should apologize, cause they my folks.
Nigga, that's wild and flagrant, bro. This is crazy.
Regardless of how you feel about the Kardashian, he knew that was that man's wife. Ye posed zero threat to you. You just wanted a moment and started doing weird stuff like you always do. Remember what 50 said in that clip?
He
Just
says
name
a lot
drops.
of people's names for shock value.
He has a 4-hour interview on Drink Champs that I am not watching. But from the clips I seen, he says a bunch of wild stuff as usual. I get it though. That's the whole goal of Drink Champs. But as seen in previous clips, he indulges in liquor and goes off on a tirade, regardless if he's
Yeah,
on
man,
that particular platform.
That's what's holding him back, man. He gets you drunk and then goes on these rants. But honestly, this is stuff he's been thinking about. This is stuff he really feels. He's just using the liquor as an excuse. Because all it is just lowering his inhibitions, and he's just literally speaking what's really on his mind with no filter, you know? So I get you. Yeah, the alcoholism definitely is a factor, but you're still thinking these things.
Or not.
And then I used to think Eminem was better than me.
So what you saying right
He
now?
not.
Oh Lord.
He not. He's not. Challenge. Hey, challenge it.
Game, you don't want to go versus against
Yes,
Eminem.
I do.
Bro, Eminem got decades of hits. I don't know. I know right now he gets a bad rap for like the style that he's kind of morphed into. Yeah, bro. If you take all their hits and come and did a verses, like the game would get washed. And the game got some bangers, but he'd get washed.
Yeah, I do. The fuck you mean? So what you trying to say? Hey, let's just say what you're
Trying to say that
I
M
don't
will
want to have
wash
a fight
you.
with the white man.
No, I just want
It
to
has
stay
nothing
on
to do
the
about
drama.
being white.
Hey, it's not.
Game has been no stranger to saying he feels like he's better than Eminem, even in interviews while he's sober. I included it in this section because he was clearly drunk, and this segment mostly highlights things he stated while he was intoxicated. A drunk mind speaks a sober heart.
Exactly,
And Game is drunk a lot.
exactly.
I guess he likes to party.
I was running around with Puff for a minute, but we was just
Yo, man, he a chatty patty, man. Holy mackerel, fam. Like, I mean, like, this dude, every chance he gets, he's gonna spill the beans. He's gonna name names, and I'm like, I think this is why people don't want to associate themselves, because if they do have a heart-to-heart conversation and divulge anything, it's probably gonna be in an interview, and fam, that's crazy.
we was just partying, man. Puff liked to party. So that's basically all we did. A lot
Yeah.
of parties in Atlanta with him and V.
Definitely evident.
Man, what the hell were you doing in Atlanta with Diddy?
P. Diddy be wanting to party, and you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God. Freaky ass nigga, he a 69 God.
Hella people been at parties with Diddy. He's been rich and famous for nearly
Damn, Meek ain't beating the allegations either, though, fam. Like, he's been mollywop with him.
30 years. I'm sure he got invited to plenty of places. But
Red
partying with
Light
Diddy in Atlanta
is kinda
is a whole
savage,
nother
too.
ballpark. Anyways, let's move on to the next focal point of this video essay. Earlier, I detailed how Jayceon spoiled his working relationship with some of the top rappers in the
Taylor.
industry. The Super Bowl incident perfectly encapsulates
He got so
why
mad. He got so mad about that. Obviously, M is up there with Fifth, and the game feels like I should be there. I don't know, man. Like I said before, many times, you bring drama. You'll be cool 1 minute and then send a diss track the next. Like, dude, you flip flop way too much, fam.
he shouldn't have. Kendrick, Dre, Snoop, Mary J, Eminem, and 50 Cent all performed at the SoFi
Damn, Mary J.
Stadium in
Blige's a legend.
2022 for the Super Bowl. Game did not get an invite and was, of course, very unhappy.
The real reason I wasn't on the Super Bowl is because I'm not a safe artist. You don't know what Game gonna do when you get up there. The Super Bowl is in LA, right? It's a Dr. Dre Super Bowl, but it is Jay-Z. But Jay-Z understands the dynamics of West Coast hip hop very well. And I don't think Jay-Z would have had a problem if Dre would have said, we bringing Game on the Super Bowl. LA.
I know, man. It's not even like you performing. You performing there is probably the least of their worries. I think it's like the things you'd say and just the drama you'd bring after or before. You know, I don't really think, like, bro, you keep bringing Dre up like you collaborated with him like yesterday. You haven't worked with Dre in many a moons, and it's kind of crazy that you're still using that. Like, yeah, Dre is one of the people that really put you on. He got 50 to go and get you on G Unit, and you guys made incredible music together. You know, like, he has some classic, iconic records, and which are sick. You know, but after that, he had a little bit of buzz, but then started beefing with Fifth, obviously, and then just kept going at people 300 bars and running, throwing these like 14-minute records. You know, and at the time they were fucking dope. But then when that's your shtick and all you do is just name drop people, diss them, say you're cool, and then diss them again, bam, you kind of did it to yourself.
LA all around the Super Bowl, and I don't get the call. So
How'd you feel?
I was hurt by that.
Thank you.
You weren't on a Super Bowl because you openly badmouthed nearly everyone on stage and got into a shootout with one of the performers. Even if you did talk to 50 in person, bro hold grudges and still don't like you.
Why like what was the order? You know why? Yeah. Because 50 can't rap. And so I gotta go a level up.
50 wrote the hooks for his biggest records. Hate It or Love It was like a 50 record, and he gave it to the game. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, 50 was a big part of why those albums sounded so good, because listen to some of their music without him. having a dope executive producer helps tremendously, you know? I mean, you have somebody like Fifth in there, especially during that time. Dude was hotter than hell. You know, there really wasn't anybody, or yeah, it wasn't until him and Kanye got together and basically battled to see who would get the #1 spot because they released the same week. That's when things kind of started to slip a little bit, you know? But like the dude was a hit maker, hits and in a variety of different sounds. Like the dude would do, he would have like a West Coast influence, obviously with the beats, like a Southern drawl with the flow, and then like you could tell he was from like New York, with some of the slang. But like he was an amalgamation of so many different sounds, and I think that's what made him so, dude, so big. Dude, no Diddy, but like the dude was like beloved around the world, you know. And I feel like it's because he took a little bit of the dopest from everywhere, you know. But the dude's a hit maker. You can't say the dude can't rap.
Up and challenge the better rapper.
He says a lot of people's names for shock value.
So your
Yeah,
whole
fam.
gripe with Eminem
Fam.
is because 50 can't rap with you? Bro, you a grown ass man in his 40s. That don't even sound right.
That Super Bowl was in LA. It was the LA team, and it was just some LA shit, and it was in SoFi, and I just felt like game should have been there, and I wasn't.
If things would have went different and they wouldn't have this strained relationship, I think he would be in there. If he didn't go and blatantly just like he says that you can't claim you're neutral when you're like basically saying you're riding for your brother Drake, you know? Whether it be that supposedly I heard rumors that he's like letting him borrow money, or is it the fact that you be waiting for a feature? But like, yeah, bro, you can't be surprised.
And yeah, that shit definitely did hurt my feelings, so I just took the shit out on M.
You can find so many more clips of him
And I agree, it
blatantly
did.
lying
It
and
did.
contradicting
He's
himself
emotional.
on these different platforms. I just got lazy and stopped caring the deeper I delved into the rabbit hole. A majority of his comments were made after the Super Bowl, yes, but do you see how he's acting like an entitled child? At this point, it seems like they were right to leave you out. Let you tell it, everybody is slighting you. They're intentionally against you and don't want to see you shine. You made millions off touching shoulders with these people, but that's not enough. You acting like a spoiled brat who clearly not as famous as he once was, but your ego never shrunk. And that leads into my final talking point centering this dude, his unchecked ego. Something that played a role in nearly all of his inflammatory statements. He's constantly on a prowl for credit and validation.
I like helped every single body on the West Coast at some point in their career, and
that two things could be true. He could have done all that, but he's still kind of like using it as like, all right, I did all this. Why aren't people like looking out for me? Type of thing, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, yeah, like two things can be true. You're helping people out, but you kind of throw it in their faces, you know? Like the whole Kendrick situation. Yeah, you showing him like the finer things in life as motivation, but then you put it in a record, or you'll keep bringing it up as if you're trying to sun him, you know? Like he's my protege, I'm mentor. I don't think they had that type of like mentor-mentoree relationship, but he's kind of using it as like, yeah, you was my little son, basically. When Kendrick has eclipsed him in every which way. Every project Kendrick's dropped has been a classic, you know? Arguably all of them, you know? Right now he's at the point where he's like the #1 rapper and is pretty much undisputed, especially how like the beef turned out. Even after the beef, you had the concert, and the concert showed people, all right, everyone that was talking about, oh, it's bots or this or AI, you can't fake that. Yeah, you cannot fake that. The energy in that place was crazy. The stories and the reels and all that stuff that were made, like, showed you that what the culture felt. It showed you what the people were feeling more, you know? And obviously, it was him.
Both said that YG is self-made and he did his thing, but at the end of the day, I was the blood that made it worldwide before YG. So there had to be some sort of motivation, like, even for my own.
Kind of downplaying YG.
Homie, you know what I'm saying?
Do y'all hear this, man? I know YG is self-made, but I know he seen me. I was the first worldwide blood, so I know I inspired him. Man, DJ Quick exists. Get off your high horse. Also, he said 50 Cent can't make great music with anybody else.
At one point or another, we were friends and we made great music. He can't make great music with nobody else.
Okay. Anyways, let's get into his.
Damn, erroneous. erroneous.
His recent Instagram rant to close things out. It's getting irritating watching this dude interviews. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, this live was super cringe, and he didn't like. Dude, we all know why you didn't get invited to the concert, bro. You sided with the wrong person, and you've been throwing shots and throwing shade at this dude forever. You know, you don't think that having you on, like having those songs on that set list would have been amazing, because those songs are iconic West Coast records. But, bro, you've caused too much friction and you caused too much drama, and there's consequences to the things you say and your actions. And it's always been that way.
Play the whole thing. It's a lot of rambling and repeating, but I will highlight certain points.
Be in my own lane, chilling, nigga. Taking care of my kids out the fucking way, nigga. That's how I made it this far in this fucking game, man. Puff like the party. So that's basically all we did.
And that's why
The things he says, man.
I don't want to be a part of hip hop no more. Because it just.
You know what I'm saying? I looked out for Top Dog before it was, top nigga. I could have, Top Dog wanted to motherfucking give me half a Top Dog. I didn't want nothing from niggas though, bro. I just wanted to push niggas in the right direction.
Did you peep what he just
Taking credit for somebody else's success is nuts.
did right there? Let me play the clip one more time before I explain it.
I could have, Top Dog wanted to motherfucking give me half a Top Dog.
This harkens back to the beginning of the video. He's claiming he could have owned half of Top Dog back in the day when this has zero to do with his initial reason for hopping on live. His ego got hurt because of the online trolling, so this his slick way of saying I could have owned Kendrick, so stop saying he above me. This off script, but watch out for any human that counts fake.
Even if that were true, even if like they were like trying to give the game 50% of TDE, Kendrick would have still overlapped him. You just would have happened to sign me first, you know? I don't really think that would have had too much of I don't think it would have taken down Kendrick's like influence or his relevancy or his like his state in the game right now. I don't think it would diminish it. Even if it were true. But bro, like right now you sound super, super salty. Everything about you is like super, super salty. And the thing is, you are supremely talented, but you've burned so many bridges that like now you're feeling the brunt of it, and you're basically lashing out. And dude, it's looking crazy.
Favors like Jayceon is doing right now. He can say all day he doing this from the heart, but if you putting all your alleged favors on blast as soon as you get some backlash, you only did them for approval, not because you truly felt like it was the right thing to do. Listen to me very carefully, Mr. LA Confident.
Because at that point he was riding high, you know? He could have genuinely did it for good reasons, but the fact that right now you're using it to throw it in everybody's face, that's where the issue comes. Like, and you're doing it basically right after this man's one of his biggest moments of his career, you know? Right after the concert, you're just literally doing it to like bring more relevancy to you, because you didn't really have to say anything. You didn't get invited. How many other legends didn't get invited? You didn't have like Warren G there. You didn't have Snoop there. Some of these people obviously had other engagements and stuff like that. But the fact is, you wasn't there. You should have just said, yeah, it was a dope event. Honestly, it's amazing for the West Coast. It's like beautiful to see. Like Kendrick really did it. Give it up to Kendrick and keep it moving, you know? But the fact that you're doing this, it's not gonna make you look benevolent. It's not gonna make you look good. It's gonna make you look salty, bro.
If you own half a Top Dog back in the day, that label would have never got off the ground. You make some of the worst decisions I ever seen from a musical and branding standpoint. You also burned so many bridges they wouldn't have got nearly as much shine as they did. It's good they got the Dr. Dre cosign instead of dealing with you.
Nip asked me personally what he could do to pay me back for what I did for him. I met Nip on the streets. I brought Nip in.
Yeah, his main thing is like, I was the OG. I was the successful one who reached to this person that was struggling. You know what I mean? And it doesn't make you look cool. It doesn't make you look cool at all. You know, it was gangster when they say it for you. You know, when they go, yo, honestly, when I was coming up, the game really reached out and he really guided me. Or, you know, it's better when it comes from that person than when it's coming from you. Now you just sound like you're salty, and yeah, you're trying to validate who you are, and you're trying to validate your place in the game.
In the studio, Encore Studios, Burbank, California, got on 2 of his songs and let him go do his thing. And Nip rose to his celebrity and to his power.
Why do you feel the need to mention all of this? You couldn't have just said the reason why you didn't go? You claim you did all that stuff for Top Dog and Nipsey off the strength, off love, and they didn't have to pay you back. So why mention it? Especially
For
if the
clout,
streets
fam. It's for clout. Obviously for clout.
already know you solid.
Top Dog know what it is. Kendrick know what it is. YG know what it is. Mustard know what it is. Ty Dolla $ign know what it is. Dr. Dre know what it is. Snoop know what it is.
I bet you that most of them respect what he's done. They just don't respect how he goes about his business, you know?
Hit Boy know what it is. My nigga Dom Kennedy know what it is. All the powers that be on the West Coast.
Kendrick help people, but I help people too, guys. Give me credit, internet fans. I don't care what you guys think, but let me disprove your narratives.
I don't give a fuck about what nobody on the internet who don't know either one of us feel. I really don't.
Let's keep it pushing, man.
Highly disagree.
I fuck with Drake.
We is not
This whole live is basically in retaliation to all the backlash he was getting.
going against Kendrick for no Drake. We'd have blood up. Nigga, Kendrick would have pulled up and told Blood get in the middle of the street. Blood would have to get in the middle of the street.
I ain't gonna lie. Y'all might be cool, but he probably won't appreciate Wax saying this about him.
I wake up and take care of these kids. I motherfucking make sure that they motherfucking private school is paid for. I make sure my mama mortgage is good. My mortgage is
That's dope. He's a stand-up dude when it comes to that, you know? Looking out for your family.
good. My kids' mamas is good. All my people good. While y'all out here, oh, gang fell off. He ain't. Cause I don't put out music every day. Cause I ain't running to the motherfucking internet when I wake up looking for validation. That shit don't make me or break me.
Why are you on live clearing everything up, counting favors, and listing everything you did?
Like I said, if you didn't care, you wouldn't address it.
Then
I don't wake up in the morning trying to motherfucking prove myself to nobody. I done did it. I done sold platinum records. I done been around the world.
Genuine question. What do you think it is you doing right now?
And at this point, you know, I could be rambling, nigga, but I gotta make sure I get it off, nigga, 'cause I don't do this shit every day, man.
You definitely are rambling. You don't do it every day, but you do this.
He's in his feelings. He's in his emotions. He's running on. He feels attacked. He's feeling I understand where he's coming from, but you can't sympathize, or it's harder to sympathize when the person is bringing it on themselves, you know? It's hard. It's hard.
This damn near every time you get on an interview.
I done a gang of shit for LA. I paid for a gang of motherfucking funerals. My homies.
I believe it.
From my hood. I done gave niggas money around.
But when you're saying it, it's like, I mean, it's you're throwing it in people's faces when you're doing that. That's where the trouble comes. That's where that's where more backlash comes.
This motherfucking walking niggas, you know, music in the offices did a gang of shit, nigga. Like I said, you can ask any West Coast rap nigga what it is with me. Nigga, they gonna tell you. Nigga. Chuck Taylor, nigga, one of the most solid niggas ever out this motherfucker.
Do y'all see how much he trying to prove himself to people whose opinion he doesn't care about, allegedly?
I don't give a fuck about what nobody on the internet who don't know either one of us feel. I really don't. Been out here, and I'm still here, nigga. And that's what it is. All right? So, you know, it's summertime, man. You know, LA like to get hot in the summer. What the fuck? It's like a trillion bees.
Shit, LA's been super hot lately. I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm about to take my ass in the motherfucking crib. But yeah, that's probably the call, man. Bees everywhere out this hole.
Wow. All you had to do was say why you weren't there, which I'm pretty sure he did not do. He repeated himself so
He basically evaded that one question that people had.
much. This 17-minute live could have been condensed into like 3 minutes. Scratch that. He could have just made a post saying why he couldn't make it like Vince Staples did. Closing statements. This was just unnecessary, but he can't let it go. His ego is easily bruised. That's why he's so defensive, even though he doesn't care about what random people on the internet think, allegedly. Bro gotta learn how to not respond. Let's say I'm reaching when I compiled all this.
Well, he's gotta let the music speak for itself. But at this point, he's done so much damage to his reputation that it's gonna be supremely difficult to for people to kind of move past that. Who knows? I hope so. I hope so. It would be honestly be pretty dope to have imagine an album produced by Dre, a game album produced by Dre. That would be amazing. I don't think that's gonna happen. Dude, him and Fifth are like that, you know? And on top of that, Dre, and Fifth still are super close to this day, you know? It's gonna be really hard for the game to ingratiate himself back with them when you've kind of you've shot on them, you've beefed with them, you've dude, these people put you on and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be supremely hard to like to get yourself back in that position. Crazy.
Evidence and the game is actually being genuine with everything he says. His reaction and the fact he constantly comparing himself to Kendrick like he's trying to go blow for blow on who impacted the West more makes him look jealous.
It's like having two players of two different generations though. That's like the crazy shit. You can't really compare them. And when you do try to compare them, Kendrick, dude, Kendrick's importance, Kendrick's relevancy, dude, he's been on since what, like 2010, 2009. He's been rocking. His name has been known. His run has been way longer. His albums are more revered. You know, his concepts are doper. You don't really compare, and that doesn't mean you're not a West Coast legend yourself. You know, I'm not saying that, but bro, be cool, fam. Yo, just be cool. People, show that you really are trying to change, and maybe you'll get like a call back from Dre. Maybe you'll get a call back from these people. Maybe you'll get invited to the pop out show next year, because I'm pretty sure this is going to be like an annual event. This is the inaugural year, you know, and that's going to be dope to see, especially with festival culture now, you know. But yeah,
he'll compare himself to Dot, then walking back and try to mask it with "That's my brother, we from Compton." Kendrick is not about to go on a damn near 20-minute rant saying how much he did for people. You will and have done so more than once. You stamped, you official in the screech like you claim, right? Then there's no need to explain yourself in multiple interviews and on live. Everybody gets talked about and trolled on this internet. You've been in this too long to be moving how you moving. I can't speak on what fame has done to you or what you have seen.
Stuff like the party. So that's basically all we did.
All I'ma do, like anybody else with an opinion online, is post and get my thoughts on what's shared.
Yeah, man. Honestly, Game has brought most of this stuff on himself. Like I was saying earlier in the video, like the dude is supremely talented. He can rap, but he's lost a lot of his collaborators because he's beefed with almost all of them. And it's really hard. I want to say there's been times, the Game and 50, definitely there was a point where they squashed the beef. There was mutual friends that got together, and it was dope. It was a dope moment. Took a picture together, and dude, like weeks later, the Game disses him again. So obviously that's gonna be something that is probably not gonna mend. 50 is one of the most petty dudes in hip hop. We can see how he keeps his foot on the neck of like Diddy or Ross. Any chance they get any bad press, expect a 50 comment, a 50 post, and the 50 post probably gonna have his alcohol tagged in the caption. He's one of the most hilarious rappers. The dude is funny. 50 is a legend, like when it comes to beef. But yeah, I definitely think there's a touch of jealousy when it comes to like Kendrick, because you would have thought that the smartest decision going into the beef, if you were going to side at all, at that point, if you really were riding for Drake, you should have just shut the fuck up and not said anything. But if you were going to side, the smartest decision would have been to like stick with the West Coast. You're from the West Coast. You supposedly did all these things for Kendrick and TDE. You would think you'd side with them no matter what. Like if you're really about it. And honestly, to me, like I said, the smartest decision would have been that. But he didn't. He chose the other side. It didn't work out in his favor. He was probably doing it, maybe, who knows, to protect our relationship for any future features, because a Drake feature, especially if he wins the war, you know what I mean? Like it's still supremely valuable. People are at least gonna click on it, you know? But like, yeah, it didn't work out in his favor. He didn't get invited to the concert. A lot of other people obviously didn't get invited either. But the fact that he wasn't there was like holy shit. And like, he is a West Coast legend. Those first 3 albums are classics, and he has classic songs on them. But yeah, he's pretty much done it to himself. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys think he brought it on himself, or do you think the industry just has been doing him dirty this whole time? Hope you guys love the video. Definitely hit the like and subscribe button. It does the channel wonders, guys. Thank you guys so much. Like, the love has been so freaking dope. Like, the growth is freaking amazing. I'm gonna say that every video, because every day I'm waking up and it's like way more dialogue, way more subscribers, and it's like, it's been awesome. We're really building like a dope community here. You know, we're talking about music and all this other dope stuff. Hope you guys love the video, and I hope to see you guys soon. Crazy. Come on, Game. Just be quiet and make dope music, man. If every time you talk, just like shoot yourself in the foot.